low around 23. Tomorrow we'll see mostly sunny skies, the light breeze. It'll be warm, the high near 58. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucket for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Window World Wednesday, February the 4th, 2026. It's signing day and also Window World Wednesday day with two-time national champion Todd Euler
Whoop, whoop.
in the house.
Let's go.
How you guys doing, man?
One whoop for each championship. Is that where the whoop whoop comes from? Doing pretty good, though. I mean, it's been an interesting day for Nebraska football. NBA trade deadline is approaching. A lot of trades going on. So it's an entertaining day in general.
Yeah, a lot to talk about, especially NBA trades. Anthony Davis just traded. We'll talk about that later. James Harden was traded yesterday. We'll talk about that later. The Celtics made a trade.
Yeah, Celtics
we'll
got
talk
a center.
about that yesterday. And we'll just talk a little bit more. Let's go right now, Bock, to signing day 2026. Nebraska did get the big guy, Dylan Berryman, 4-star defensive tackle from Louisiana. His height weight is kind of flexible, but, I seen one thing say he was 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". So I'm just going to go 6'2", 330 pounds, defensive tackle, ranked number 124 in the class, number 17 defensive lineman, number 4 out of the state of Louisiana, Bock.
Yeah, it's a heck of a get for Nebraska. And for all this offseason, of course, we've had I don't want to say doom and gloom, but the term that keeps going around is Nebraska's not winning the offseason. Well, head over to ESPN.com right now. Check out you'll see AD, like we said, the AD picture. The Huskers get commitment 4-star defensive tackle Berryman. That's among the lead stories. So at least for a moment we can take this in, say this is a big win, and it is, because part of the story that people know, obviously, this is the last signing day. There's the early signing day, which is basically taking over college football. Dylan Berryman was the top uncommitted player in the country. So by Nebraska nabbing Dylan Berryman, this is going to be the top story for the Huskers. It was down between Nebraska and Kentucky. He made the decision. I know Nick Sainer was watching live on Instagram. I'm sure he had it all over his socials. But also, we just talk about it in general. I'm very interested to see when can Dylan Berryman help Nebraska, because a lot of people identified, hey, they just don't have your typical nose tackles. They don't have a whole lot of guys that are well above 300 pounds. Berryman fits that. It's like you said, anywhere from 6'2" to 6'3", but what I see consistently is 330 pounds. That's a lot of size.
He's at least 6 foot.
Right? Yeah, that's right.
It makes me think of a radio guy that was, how big a boy are you? That guy's out of Oklahoma. I can't remember.
Okay.
He does it funny. How big a boy are you? It's a big boy. 330 pounds.
Yeah, big guy. That's size that we need.
Yeah, we need size.
Wish we could have got a couple of more guys like that. And I feel happy about the upcoming season. But whether this ranking puts Nebraska at the end of they only got 12 guys.
Yeah, and still so they're not gonna rise up significantly. I saw 24/7. I checked it right afterwards. I think they were somewhere in the 80s entering today. I think they're at 70th now. So it's not gonna balloon Nebraska to where it is, but to where you'd want it to be anyways. But it is still a big get. when we talk about it, you need those. There's a batch of 3-stars that are going to come in with every class, and you're going to get some good. Some guys don't pay out, but you need to have kind of those guys on top of the class. A little bit more is expected of them, and even them, they don't always turn out either. But Dylan Berryman is definitely one of the top 3 players in this class, and so and that's pretty consistently across the board for any site that you see. In fact, with his commitment now, Nebraska has 3 in the ESPN 300. And this is a guy that was committed to Texas at one point in time. Florida came in with some interest here lately. Again, Nebraska was kind of the pick over Kentucky. But, so when you look at it and you take a step back, I suppose you look at it, part of what you're doing with that freshman class is going with need, right? But especially now when you go in the transfer portal, and so much is done in the transfer portal, you need guys from the freshman class, and different coaches are going to have different approaches, but it's been becoming more and more widespread that you need guys that you actually expect to make a difference or impact the unit right away. You don't just pick freshmen for this long-term development plan these days. A lot of it because it can be difficult to see where these guys, everybody's got agents. Everybody might, a lot of people are transferring this time. So you don't have as much room for a bunch of long-term developments. And so, again, a guy with his size, could be expected to at least get in the rotation early. Again, we'll see. While I say that, at the same time, we do know offensive linemen, defensive linemen, it can take a while to get adjusted, not just to the college level, but certainly to the Big Ten level. And sometimes that is through kind of building your body up to kind of take that wear and tear. But again, at least size-wise, already has a big body. So he could be an exception as far as a guy that can come in and play right away. But yeah, it's not going to completely, make Nebraska a top 25 class from the high school ranks, but it does significantly help in the rankings and just in totality, because now, you look at it, well, 1/4 of your class was in the ESPN 300. Nebraska might have, bigger classes with 25 guys. I don't know how many times they've had bars as the ESPN, but I don't know how many times they've had even 3 guys in the ESPN 300. So, it kind of rounds it out rather nicely. Again, depending on the viewpoint. If you want a top 25 class, that just wasn't in the cards this year.
But when we look at this guy, Dylan Berryman, now he comes in with a group of other freshmen that was here last year. Tyson Terry, who's going to be healthy this year. You got Dylan Berryman. You got a couple of more guys. You got a lot of depth now at defensive tackle. We need some of these guys to put on weight, get stronger, especially a guy like Cade. What's his name? Number 44. Is that number 44?
Petrak?
Yeah, guys like him. And who's the other guy we got at defensive tackle?
We'll see. It is like I said, Dylan Parrott's another guy that comes to mind for me because he's got a lot of good size. So if they do need kind of that more big-bodied 300-pound nose tackle type, that could be another opportunity there. But we'll see who else they kind of throw out there this season. Maybe Riley Van Poppel, a guy that can play.
Yeah, Riley Van Poppel. That was who I was thinking about, guys like him that can help solidify this group. It don't have to be the best group. It's just a group that has to hold up, that has to not give up too much push like we was on skates last year when we played the Penn States, when we played the Minnesota teams, when we played the Iowas. We didn't get any pushback from those guys, but now we got guys in there, and we're making the defense a little more competitive. I like that part. Still has to get this group together and learn how to play together. You got to learn a whole new defense. So when spring practice comes up, spring starts at what?
On the 21st, I believe.
Of February already?
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Good Lord. That is early. But, you get the guys together. I don't know how they do it now in college football, if they can get together with coaches in the offseason. Most likely they're getting paid right now. So that's just like we need you to work a little overtime, So, you get the defensive plan ready, Baca. You try to get on it early, man, because you got to get these 11 guys, 15, 16 guys together, and they have to play as a team. So, you have to start doing that part of it now, especially with the offseason workouts going on.
Yeah, and to your point too, because I did want to go back as we're kind of searching for the names at defensive tackle there. I think Riley Van Poppel does kind of stand out, but again, I don't know if Berryman comes in and competes right away. There are some other names in there. Gabe Moore, a name that we saw, quite a bit get some playing time. Mason Goldman got some playing time last year. Sua Lafatu. But then you got to remember as well, I think Owen Stodmeyer is one that they brought in from the transfer portal, expecting to play, pretty quickly. Desir Whittington, another guy that they brought in. So a couple guys from the transfer portal that can certainly help out with that defensive tackle position. Still waiting to see. And again, if Nebraska had a stud at defensive tackle, I think we'd know about it because they wouldn't necessarily have the problems that they did last year. So we'll see. The hope is some of these guys can develop along that route.
I'm sorry, Bach. I can't do it with this text line, man. I can't.
What's that?
I can't, man. R.D. Mercer, man. You know who R.D. Mercer
R.D. Mercer. How big a boy are you?
I'll put a pop knot on the side of your head.
How big a boy are you?
I love R.D. Mercer.
Yeah. How big a boy are you? I'm going to open a can. I'll come down there.
Me and my wife, Geraldine, we gave that doggy some things. Bach, you got to understand who Roy D. Mercer is.
When was this, in the 90s?
No, he's still going on, Bach.
Still is, yeah.
If you go on TikTok, he got a whole.
It's hilarious.
He's a guy who plays tricks on the phone, but he's serious on the radio.
Yeah.
But he called people, Bach, and he's serious with it. Hi, this is R.D. Mercer here. I came down there the other day, and my son cut off all his hair because he said you told him to. Now, but he's he'll ask you, how big a boy are you? I come down there.
That's he's got studio albums out all the way up to volume 7 of How Big a Boy Are You?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
R.D. Mercer. See, I can't win without this text. I can't even do my job, Bob, because I'm going down this. I'm listening to you, Bob, and in the last 4 messages on the text line is, how big a boy are you? R.D. Mercer was the guy. R.D. Mercer, how big a boy are you? You know, so, golly. That's
so
a $400 TikTok playing chicken.
$400 tic-tac-toe playing chicken. I don't know what that means.
Me neither. Must be Roy D. Mercer. I don't know.
That's probably yeah. That must be from Mercer. I would assume so.
All right, Bach. Let's try to get back on track. All right, Bach. We still gonna stay with Husker news. Coach Miles Taylor, man, he's leaving Nebraska less than a month after being hired as a free safety coach, and will be going back to the NFL to join his old coach with the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean the hot potato, or what do they call it? Musical chairs there for the Nebraska coaching staff continues a little bit here. Now this one again, it didn't stay long enough to impact Nebraska. I don't think this is going to have any major impact on the Huskers. Just might not have a safeties coach, and of course they had Addison Williams already coming back as the secondaries coach. Did a great job with them last year. And you can have as many coaches as you want on staff, so I think that's why they made the move to get. Clear some room to get Miles Taylor in. So again, I don't know if they're necessarily going to replace Miles Taylor as their safeties coach, but this was short-lived. I mean, it was I think officially announced as part of the coaching staff January 16th. Here we are, less than a month later, just a couple of weeks later here on February 4th, and his stay here at Nebraska was short. I don't know how much he'll get paid. Maybe he get paid for a few weeks of work. But yeah, I mean, like you said, he was working. In the NFL this past season, and with Jesse Minter getting the job, he's going to follow him back out there with the Chargers. With the Ravens, which is Minter took the job. He was working with the Chargers with him, of course, with Jim Harbaugh's staff and all that. So, just a weird, just another a little bit of a nugget that I think will be lost in Husker football history, but just another odd move from the Husker coaching staff that continues. Of course, we can get to the special teams co-special teams coordinators. I should say Nick Humphrey, the co-special teams coordinator, and Brett Maher, the special teams coordinator, here in a second as well. It's short-lived. Former Iowa Hawkeye. Can we trust Iowa Hawkeyes moving forward?
Oh, he was the guy that came from Iowa, wasn't he?
Well, he played at Iowa.
Yeah, he's the guy that came here that was going to coach.
He was supposed to coach the safeties, but last year he was with the Chargers.
Oh, okay. I guess he got a lot of crazy talk from being a Hawkeye trying to coach on the Nebraska. Yeah, don't you bring that gear over here to Iowa with you, boy. We don't want to see that stuff over here.
No Hawkeye stuff.
All right, Bob, let's go to break. And when we come back, I got a question for you. Is Brett Mohart the right choice for the special teams leader? We'll talk about that next. Bock the Blackshirt, Win the World Wednesday, 2-time national champion. Todd Euler in the house. Whoop, whoop. We'll be right back.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come join the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the Super Bowl at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of foods for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Buffalo Wings and Rings? It's the Super Bowl party with 93.7 The Ticket at Buffalo Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Culture and Coffee with Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys is back this Friday, February 6th, featuring members from the Nebraska baseball team. Stop by this Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. as we turn the ticket into a skate park. You heard that right, a skate park. And also highlight the upcoming year for Husker baseball with players from the team. Again, that's 5 to 8 p.m. this Friday, February 6th, for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a Vintage Market Plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you won't want to miss.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure,
Bauer
Underground,
Barrett
Excavating.
All right, guys, we are back in the saddle here at 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, I asked the question before we went to break. Is Brett Maher the right choice for the special teams leader here at the University of Nebraska?
Well, we'll see. Let's go ahead and text it in your thoughts on the choice here, 402-464-5685. It certainly is one that could be a fan favorite. Brett Maher was a fan favorite during his time at Nebraska. How could he not be? One kicker and punter of the year in the Big Ten when he was here. Had to follow behind Alex Henry, which is no easy job, but Nebraska special teams in kicking and punting was really good during that time in the Bo Pelini era. But yeah, he's named the special teams coordinator. Nick Humphrey will take the co-coordinator role. You just kind of have to dive into all of it, right? Is because Josh Martin yesterday took a high school coach in coaching job there in Texas. And so there was a lot of chatter about, well, why would he do that? He was lined up to be the special teams coordinator. You know, this doesn't make any sense. It's embarrassing for Nebraska football. I was saying at the time, let's wait. Let's get some details and kind of try to iron this thing out. Now, certainly that could have still been the case. Maybe he was offered it and left for the high school job. Could be. We're still going to have to kind of figure that out. But what it looks like happened is maybe he was looked over for the Nebraska special teams coordinator job. Maybe not even looked over, interviewed. They did what they needed to and landed on Brett Maher as their special teams coordinator and Humphrey as the co-coordinator role. And that is the one thing as you kind of look back on it. I wonder if maybe they would have done differently. Maybe, as you saw with Josh Martin, when he did take that job, had a quote with Matt Rule saying nothing but good things about it. So part of it in coaching too, as you get a coaching tree, is to help some of the younger coaches on staff go and get other jobs, right? And move their career onward and upward. That might have been, all things to consider. I just wonder if when he initially was talking and speculating on Coach Eckler leaving and saying that it's an in-house decision, or we're going to go in-house with this because they like the guys that were on staff, if maybe, I don't know, maybe Josh Martin had some hurt feelings about the fact that he, as well as Maher and Humphrey's name were thrown out there, they weren't going to give everybody, this title or even co-coordinator role. Somebody had to be the odd man out. So, that could be, again, we're left with speculation. That could be how it went. But one way or the other, best of luck to Josh Martin here moving forward. And hopefully Brett Maher, who has, again, extensive history as, one of the best kickers in the NFL, and certainly here at Nebraska. And then Nick Humphrey, who was kind of the understudy, or an understudy at least, of Coach Eckler before leaving, can pick up where Coach Eckler had that special teams unit going last season, obviously, especially early on in the season.
Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, well, I think only time's going to tell if it's the right hire, right? It somewhat, to me, and I don't know if people have said this, it kind of feels like he was the last guy standing type of, well, we need a guy. And we want the best, and hopefully he can rise to the occasion. He was in that special teams room all last year. Eckler sure paved the way for him, and I think if you learn, you learn by doing. So I think he can only probably get better, and we'll see. Time will tell how special teams plays out this year, right?
Yeah. Well, first thing, I hope that he learned from Eckler is how to have that energy.
Yeah.
You got to have that energy for these guys. You can't just be a boring coach and say, hey, let's just run down the field. No, you got to do the things that Eckler did. You got to be super hyper, super active, motivate your players to run down their full speed to bust some heads.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the special team got to do.
It's a rough job.
He's a kicker. I know it's kind of different when you talk in different attitudes from Eckler to Maher. They're two totally different people, but Eckler got the job done. You can only repeat what Eckler has done. Can you coach it like him? Yeah, I think you can, but you have to practice at it. You have to have your guys ready. You also, as a special teams coach, have to have some toughness in you. You know, you just don't want to put the weakest guys on the kickoff. Not saying that they do, but sometimes, you know, special teams plays this big role in college football games, especially here at Nebraska. The last 2 years, we went from bad to great. I don't want us to go back from great to bad now, but you got to keep that same intensity that Eckler had on the field with these guys.
Yeah, that'll be hard to match. To be honest, I haven't seen too many coaches like that. Have you?
Nah.
I mean, he was at a different level.
Yeah.
So if he even matches 50% of it, I'd be pretty tickled because Eckler's brought it.
Yeah,
man.
And that's when you think when Rule tried to say he wanted to keep it in house, he wanted to make more than one guy to man because, you know, like I said, he had 3 guys and, you know, 3 guys battling for one position, and all 3 of those guys probably would have matched just the one guy that Eckler was when we talk about the stamina and the craziness that he brings to Nebraska. And I still wish Eckler nothing but the best, man. Just to have him,
except when they play us,
just to have him here to teach these guys, you know, the
basics,
basics of special teams, how to really make special teams plays. And I don't know if this takes away from Archie or what kind of kicker you bring back in or what, but you know, at the same time, you know, let's just run down there and hit.
It worked. Let's say we keep
at
it with Archie.
I mean, what you got to understand, it is Brett Mohar that guy that likes the Australian kickers, or is he an old style kicker that's just like regular punters? We don't know that yet. I think Rule would probably keep Archie here because it's still a great story for the university and for fans and for Archie. So, you know, we'll have to see how this plays out down the line. And we'll be watching special teams hard. And this is what we're going to keep an eye on. And this is going to judge probably Matt Rule at the end of next year how special teams plays. If it gets good or if it goes bad, it's going to play a critical part in Matt Rule's job at the end of his tenure.
And, of course, Nebraska did lose Kenneth Williams, the kick returner, dynamic kick returner, in conference to Michigan State, who they'll see. Again, same type of deal. We'll cheer for him all outside of that game.
Hope you do well until you play us.
Right. But, you know, outside of that, they do return, like we're saying, Kyle Kunanen at kicker. You've got Archie Wilson there at punter. You've still got Ja'Cory Barney, who was the 3rd-team All-Big Ten punt returner as well. So at least, you know, kind of leaving over, you know, what is left here for Brett Maher and Nick Humphrey to pick up is a lot of it's still intact. Now, as we know, those specialists, it's a field of 11 guys out there. They're going to need the help, and you know, and you know, all those details are going to be important. Now, it is interesting too. Again, Maher, the special teams coordinator, Humphrey, the co-coordinator role. So I didn't want to get your guys' thoughts on that, but I do want to point out Humphrey, a former linebacker himself, at Tennessee. So maybe he's the one that can kind of bring the energy. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about his on-field coaching style or comparing it to Brett Maher at energy level, but he is a former linebacker. So that may be something to consider. But what do you guys think about having a co-coordinator role? And then the second part of that is, you know, neither of these guys have been special teams coordinators before. And that's why a lot of people thought that Josh Martin, who had previously held that role at a different university, might be the choice there. Is, you know, I think more often than not, we want to say Nebraska's not a place to kind of learn or get your first job in that role. Are you comfortable with that?
Well, you still have Ed Foley on the team. He can help out in some capacity, but I hope these guys study what Eckler has done. You know, how much promise he brought back to the special teams coordinator job at Nebraska. Brett has to follow the exact steps that he did. He has to learn the difference between putting guys on there who know how to run down on the kickoff. You got to put guys on there, you know, this guy, your specific job is you're my safety guy. I need you to hold back and you know, whatever guy breaks loose, I need you to be there to stop this guy from running this long thing. So, you know, you got to get guys to stay in their lane, you know, and that's one thing I hated to do, Bock. I hate to run down on kickoff and then have to go right back there on defense because I had to do that. So you got to put guys who really want to be on the special teams, who really wants to run down there and be that Billy Legate, be that Aaron Penland, be that you know, just be those guys who want to make plays. And sometimes a starter is not the right choice on kickoff return, because sometimes I lagged a little bit because I knew that I had to run down there and play defense the next play. And Chris Brown did the heck of a job. Most of his kicks were touchbacks, so didn't have to worry about that.
You're just stretching the legs out.
Yeah, no. One time I got blindsided on a swinging gate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I got caught on a swinging gate. That didn't feel right. So but I hopped up so fast I didn't want them to see it on tape. But the eye in the sky never lies. So let's just get the best 11 guys out there, get the best athletes, and let's kick some butt on special teams.
Well, and it's interesting too to note the age of these guys. When we're talking about energy that you bring to it. I don't know the exact age. I know Brett Maher is 36. Nick Humphrey, I think, is around 26. He at least graduated or finished his playing career in 2022. So I think he'd kind of put him in that area. So I get a couple.
I'd be 32. You never know, Bob.
Well, yeah, that's true. In modern day college football, definitely could be. But again, I think with the energy side of it and all that, that could definitely help out in that way.
Yeah, Bob. So I like that he kept it in house. Really like to see these guys succeed, but you have to think about, putting the right guys on the field for Nebraska. And I think having Ja'Cory back, I think losing Kenneth Williams probably kind of hurt, but you can always find another speedy guy back there that can do the job. And also you still have Coach Rule, so maybe he can, he can still help in that position. And it's not a totally lost thing, but at the same time, losing Eckler was a hell of a blow.
Yeah, definitely interesting. And again, the other portion of today's news on the coaching staff, we talked about a little bit in the first segment, but Miles Taylor, Nebraska's safeties coach, was only in town for a cup of coffee. He is leaving Nebraska after about a month to join Jesse Minter in the Baltimore Ravens after spending last season along with Minter with the Chargers, coaching Coach Harbaugh out there. So a little bit of a shakeup there on the coaching staff today, a couple of shakeups. As it was officially announced that late last night, I believe, the special teams roles here. So Nebraska coaching staff fully together. And again, then the big news for Nebraska for the commitment portion of that we spoke on, if you're just joining us, is Dylan Berryman committing to Nebraska, the 6'2", 330-pound defensive tackle, a top 300, ESPN 300 player, was the top uncommitted player in the country heading into signing day today. So I think altogether a good day for Nebraska football.
All right, Bach, let's head on to something else. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're about
I didn't know we was going to break, but we can go.
I thought you were saying we're heading on to break. I already played the music. We got to get time for the Euler and the Euler report.
Get Euler report.
Oh yeah, we'll get Euler report. You want that next, or you
next.
want it after?
We can do it now.
All right, 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt, Window World Wednesday. We'll be right back.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
The Black Crows are coming to Pinewood Bowl on Tuesday, August 4th, and we want to give you the chance to win free tickets. Tune in all week long for chances to win a pair of tickets each day on The Drive with me, Nick Sainert, and Aaron Davis this week only.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come join the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the Super Bowl at Buffalo Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Buffalo Wings and Rings? It's the Super Bowl party with 93.7 The Ticket at Buffalo Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at the Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from the Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Hey guys, it's Austin Orman. Join me and former Husker Jay Foreman this Friday, February 6th for Old School, live from Back 9 Golf, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Roads in South Lincoln. We'll tell you all you need to know about the premier indoor golf place in Lincoln while enjoying Friday afternoon action of the Waste Management Open. Stop by for giveaways, prizes, and a tour of the facility. We hope to see you there on Friday, February 6th, beginning at 3 p.m. for Old School, live from Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. It is Win the World Wednesday here at 93.7 The Ticket with two-time national champion Todd Euler. Euler, give us your report.
Euler report. It's been a interesting week. Obviously following Nebraska basketball and having 2 tough losses there. That was hard to watch. But I thought obviously they played really well despite the fact that down some players, that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting. So hopefully we can bounce back here, get back in the win side of things. I've just been all over. Went to Orlando over the weekend. That was interesting. Got down to 25 degrees. I took the cold with me. And evidently brought the heat back with me, so it's not too bad here. But had a good time down there. Met up with you guys know that I'm in the supplement industry, so met with a company that's really doing things a little differently. They're test-based nutrition, always trying to stay on the cutting edge of supplementation. I've been obviously using supplements myself for better part of 40 years. So always learning about new stuff, and really an eye opener when I took their blood test and I was as far off as I was. So pretty interesting. So we'll be implementing their protocol and testing again in 4 months. So excited to maybe change potential health outcomes, not only for myself, but the people I work with and others that I care about. So window world, and we're putting windows in like crazy right now, which is cool. Typically not able to do that. So now's the time to call, go to our website, windowworldlincoln.com, schedule your free consult, get those windows replaced, invest in your house. A lot of siding contracts, believe it or not. So I've been doing a lot of siding, which is good. It's just different quoting that versus quoting windows. So, and yeah, just lots of good stuff. Like you said, winter conditionings, full bore. Trent's training as much as he possibly can. Still in rehab. Sounds like he will miss all of spring ball since it's starting early. His 6 months would have been March 11th, which is basically you're halfway through spring ball at that point. So he'll probably miss all of it, just a precautionary. And then, just grind out the summer. So it's going to be interesting just how that comeback works. So had lunch with my buddy Kevin Ward. He owns Eagle Delivery here in Lincoln. Had lunch with him, and we got roped into going and doing a workout in Cortland, Nebraska tonight. So gonna go do that at some shop that they just do random workouts, and we got invited. So I got to go do that tonight. Nice. Check that out. I'm always up for random workouts.
I was gonna say, how many random workouts have you done before?
A lot.
Yeah.
I like trying new stuff, it'll be a challenge. But yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I said, we were having lunch and bumped into somebody Kevin knew, and Kevin started talking, and she's like, "Oh, we run a little free fitness thing after work. It starts at 6:30. Like, oh, cool. Where at? Like Cortland. Okay, we'll be there. So you gonna come with me, Terrell? You wanna go work out?
Where?
Tonight, 6:30 in Cortland.
No.
We'll put you to the test.
No. Nobody hops in my Call of Duty time. No.
What's your 3 W's of working out?
Walk in, wave, walk out.
There you go.
But yeah, not a whole bunch going on. Otherwise, it's just trying to get to spring ball, and I'm gonna go watch some practices and see how that new special teams coach is. I'll tell you, today's signing day, and it's so different now than it was. And I somehow was listening to the early break, or the breakers, or whatever they call themselves in the morning. And, Bill Bush was talking about the fax machine days, and really brought back memories. And for me, I was committed to South Dakota State. And Nebraska hadn't really offered. And so the day before signing day, which would have been yesterday, 30 some years ago, Tom Osborne walked into Battle Creek High School and said, "Hey, we want you to come walk on for us." And I'm like, "Okay, where do I sign?" So
same class as Vershawn.
Same as Vershawn, Matt Hoskinson, Tim Carpenter, all those guys.
So did you know he was coming that day?
No, I had no clue. I got called to the guidance counselor's office. And I was like, "Oh, great." what do I got to lie about now to get out of? Right? I got called to the guidance counselor office too many times.
Oh, this was a common occurrence.
Yeah, I was like, man, now what did I get in trouble for? And you walk in and there's Coach Osborne, and you're just like, hey, and he's like, hey,
Yeah.
And so the next day we signed our papers and faxed them in, and it was pretty. I mean, didn't realize it until I heard it this morning. Like, hey, that reminds me of what 33 years ago now. Like that'd have been 93. Yeah, 33 years.
Yeah.
33 years ago. But it, good memories. The hardest part of the whole thing was calling South Dakota State.
Oh yeah.
And letting them know. And they knew. And
Did you sign with them? You didn't sign with them.
No, I hadn't signed. No,
okay.
The signing day was the next day when after Coach Osborne showed up.
Yeah.
And I could tell you there's not too many days in my life that were more happy. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
that I had wrestling practice after school. I think it's probably my best wrestling practice ever. I hated wrestling, to be honest. I had a great practice. I was flying high after that. Once you get that offer, like I couldn't been waiting for it.
So you told South Dakota State if it came, it probably,
yes, South Dakota State knew that, hey, if Nebraska offers anything, I'm going to Nebraska. Like that wasn't even in. So, it's still hard though. I created those relationships and been up there several times and love their campus. And, their whole thing was like, you're going to start all 4 years. Like, yeah. If you go to Nebraska, you probably, you're going to be lucky to play. And I'm like, well, I'll be
take
lucky
that
to play
chance.
then. Yeah.
You take that chance.
I'd rather, bleed red. And I just don't see a lot of kids like that today, and I think we had a lot of those guys on the team. We had those guys that just were here because they wanted to represent Nebraska, whether that was on the scout team, fourth team, third team, or first team, whatever. We were here and we were all in before all in was even a thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, and I think it's so hard with today's NIL and transfer portal to get kids that are like that, right? Like there was never one time ever I thought about going anywhere else ever. I thought maybe I was going to get kicked off the team a couple different times for some of the crap I pulled, but luckily didn't. And then got injured, of course. That was pretty much the end of it. But
now, was the walk-on program not like today? Obviously, the walk-on program kind of dissipating, but it kind of got this kind of love connection to Husker fans because of the stories. Was that the same type of deal in the early 90s? Obviously, you're committing to one of the top programs in the nation, so it's just it is hard to make it there. But there were still stories of guys that had made it and to get a lot of playing time.
Well, and in our room was full of them, right? We got the Makovica brothers. We got Brian Schuster. They're all walk-ons. Trace Armstrong is tight end, who's a great walk-on story from Ponca, Nebraska. Just awesome stories in and out of that. My little brother was a walk-on story. Like he started against Iowa State and then was injured himself after that. So, yeah, it was part of the thing is like, hey, you got to come earn it, right? Now all this stuff's handed to them, it's pretty tough for them to have to earn much. It seems like in obviously with the designated student athlete, we still have 20 or so of them around for a couple more years, including my son. And my son has never once questioned whether he's, you'll never see him, hey, I'm coming back. You know what I mean? Like he's here. As long as he can keep his body put together, he's gonna be a Husker. So it definitely the allure of becoming a walk-on at Nebraska. And once again, the program is in a lot different place, obviously, right? Like perennial top 10 team for years, right? Versus kind of what we're going through right now. And hopefully we can change that, but the schedule doesn't look to be in our favor anytime soon for that. But yeah, I think it's, less coaching staff. Now we're talking about special teams coordinators. Like, our safeties coach left, but we still got a defensive back coach. Like, really? Like, we got more coaches than players at this point. And not saying that's a bad thing, but is it a good thing? Sometimes, I think my grandpa would have said it the most: too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, right? And that's kind of how it seems right now. Is like we've got a lot of coaches. We need the players because coaches can't play the game. So it's going to be interesting how short winter conditioning is. We were talking about that off the air. It's short. Like we had weeks of Boyd Epley tried to kill us, I think, a couple different times throughout.
To kill you.
He tried to kill me anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
3 W's.
Yeah.
3 W's, baby. 3 W's.
And I'm one of those guys, you put a challenge in front of me, I'm going to go after it, right? Like, so it's going to be interesting how development goes. What are they going to do when spring ball is done? Because spring ball is going to be done way before it normally is. So they're going to have another training session before, summer conditioning starts.
Well, they probably do what? Probably 3 days, 1 week, 3 days, the next week, 3 days, 1 week. They try to make it a month long, don't they?
Yeah. It's like 5 weeks.
Well, they're going to take spring break off, right? A whole week in between.
They take the whole spring break off.
Yeah.
You can only have so many practices, but
why don't they just go the whole month of March? That's probably the smartest thing to do.
Spring breaks
like we did.
Yeah.
We went 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
We didn't go a month long. We just
we went right after spring break.
Yeah.
Right? We started right after spring break.
2 weeks hard, and that was it.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, the spring game. Bam. Yeah. That was it.
Spring ball always went really super fast.
For us, it did. Yeah. Now they waited out so long. They stretch it so far that you really can't get yourself. I don't think having 3 practices a week will better you if you have another 2 weeks off after that. That's just kind of crazy how they do things.
Yeah. And the guys are at the facility 6 days a week. Well, if you want to be, there's always the Saturday optional. They call it a swole lift. Trent never misses those. He loves his swole lifts. So he's always there on Saturday mornings for swole lift. But they're training a lot. I think, he came out the other day. He's like, it was 3 hours of running. I'm like, 3 hours? He's like, yes, 3 hours. I'm like, oh.
Okay. What the part I want to see in our strength and conditioning program, I want to see the buffness. I want to see the kids go from this part to that part.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen that yet.
No.
When I talk about strength and conditioning at University of Nebraska, this is not the same Husker power that we used to have.
Absolutely not.
And I want to see those guys go from, okay, now he's ready to play. I want to go see one of them go from looking like Hank Hill to the Credible Hulk.
Right.
That's what I want to see. I want to see results.
Yeah. And we saw a lot of that in the 80s and 90s in Husker power.
We see it, but we don't know if it's AI generated now because we did see Emmett 2 years ago. We seen the other running back a couple years ago, how big they was looking. They said, oh, he's swole. Now, Emmett Johnson is 200 pounds working out.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't never know what they...
It's interesting too, and I think the competitiveness of the gym is a lot different than it was like in the running back room. Like we pushed each other really, really hard in the weight room because it was so competitive, right? When you got a guy like EJ that's your head and shoulder, like the other guys might not be working as hard, right? Even with Lawrence being head and shoulders above everybody else, we still all pushed each other because we wanted a chance. Right. And like I said, the kids' attitudes these days are a lot different, a lot more babied. Like there was no babying when we were around. Like
no baby. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock The Blackshirt. Window World Wednesday with 2-time national champion Todd Euler. We'll be right back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
The best barbecue deal in town is at Hog Wild. We're serving up a $5.99 meal deal that includes a one-meat sandwich, your favorite classic side and a drink, all for just $5.99. Craving brisket? Upgrade to our tender, slow-smoked beef brisket for only $1.50 more. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway, Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
This is your year to win way more than bragging rights. At Warhorse Casino, your love of the game could earn you serious cash. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with cash prizes all season long, like up to $1,000 weekly, with your chance at $1 million, all while earning tier points and comp points every time you place a sports bet. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Culture and Coffee with Mike Smith and the Bowie Boys is back this Friday, February 6th, featuring members from the Nebraska baseball team. Stop by this Friday between 5 and 8 p.m. as we turn the Ticket into a skate park. You heard that right, a skate park, and also highlight the upcoming year for Husker baseball with players from the team. Again, that's 5 to 8 p.m. this Friday, February 6th, for a live broadcast of Culture and Coffee from 5 to 7 p.m. and a Vintage Market Plus skate experience hosted by the Bowie Boys from 7 to 8 p.m. This is a party you won't want to miss.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Führer's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
This is Rudy Gress IV with your Ticket Sports Update. In Husker football news, safeties coach Miles Taylor is out just 19 days after being hired. Taylor is heading to the Baltimore Ravens to rejoin Jesse Minter. In lighter news, the Blackshirts are adding 4-star defensive lineman Dylan Berriman for the next season. Berriman is listed at 6'3", 330 pounds, and is expected to make an impact in this upcoming season. In NBA trade news, the Dallas Mavericks traded Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards along with Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum. In return, Dallas receives Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, and 2 first-round and 3 second-round picks. The Philadelphia 76ers traded guard Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder in exchange for a 2026 first-round pick and 3 second-round picks as well. Don't forget, your Husker women's basketball team travels to Ann Arbor to face number 8 Michigan tonight on the road. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. We are on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. Bock, I want to go back down memory lane also myself. February, 5th? 4th? 1993. I signed a scholarship or a package to be a Prop 48 at the University of Arkansas State.
The Red Wolves.
The Red Wolves. I was going to take my talent there because I was a late bloomer in football after starting probably 1 year, full 1 year in high school.
Did you visit Arkansas State?
Yeah, I went on a visit. I don't remember the visit, but
okay.
You know, I went there.
Yeah.
I went there, got sick the first night, and the trip didn't go well. When you talk about
but they still wanted to sign you.
Yeah, they still wanted to sign. When you talk about these recruiting trips, Bob, back in the days, we was heavy drinkers. Think I probably got sick or incapacitated in probably an hour after being there. They went hard.
Okay.
And that's probably basically one of my reasons why I didn't want to go there. But
so do you meet with the coach and then
I meet
after
with,
that?
Mike Bobo Uncle was the coach of Arkansas State in 1993. He was the first, because they was going Division I in 1993.
Okay, big move, yeah.
So it was a big move. I signed a D1 scholarship. I thought I did all I could do. I was happy with that at part of life.
Sure.
Probably a month later, 2 guys with cowboy hats and boots walked into my high school. And they was looking for me, and they found me, and we talked for a couple of hours, and they called me back probably a week. We talked for a couple of hours each day until I finally thought about it. You know, it took a lot to convince me to leave Arkansas State to go to JUCO, because now you're putting all your eggs in one basket when you take a shot at JUCO, because you're not guaranteed a better scholarship. Sometimes you can get a worse scholarship than the one you had from JUCO. But I went to Kansas, Bock, eventually had 2 great years there. Instead of going to Arkansas State, I ended up taking my talent to the University of Nebraska. So if anybody from Arkansas State is listening to you, I apologize.
Could have been an all-time great there. But you're an all-time great here.
Yeah, but I would have had to sit out a year. So, that part of it I didn't want to do because I've witnessed a lot of kids go Prop 48 and never made it out of that situation. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to play football. So I didn't want to sit out that year. So I went to JUCO and I did it the long route, the hard route. Yes, you have to graduate from JUCO to get a Division I scholarship. And I was able to do that, even though I had to go back for summer school to take music appreciation, which I did. But
I remember music appreciation myself.
Yeah.
Nothing but most fun.
As I look back on 33 years ago of signing my scholarship, and then what, 33, I could say 31 years after that, I signed another scholarship. So I got to sign 3 scholarships in a span of 2 years. Because I signed with Arkansas State, then I signed with the junior college, then I signed with Nebraska 2 years later.
Now, did Arkansas, I'm still interested in the Red Wolves here. Did they, when you told them that you were going to junior college?
I never told them.
Oh, never told them. Okay.
I never told them. I just didn't show up.
Just surprised them.
Bock, I never said a word to them about it.
And you never got a call about it?
Never got a call about it.
Oh, okay.
Never said anything about it. I think they knew that I was probably going to be no, because you know what? Me and one of my buddies from high school, we both signed with Arkansas State, and we both ended up going to JUCO.
Oh, okay.
And he ended up going to Mississippi State, and I ended up going to Nebraska. So it was pretty evident that we both wasn't going to go there.
Yeah.
Because we already had a guy from my high school who was going there already. He was a starting linebacker. So, and he's a good friend of my brother's, and we still keep contact to today.
So he probably let him know kind of what was going on a little bit.
Yeah, because I think he probably did. Because when I signed with Nebraska, he was the one that gave me a ride, because he gave me a ride to the airport when I was leaving for Nebraska, because he was headed back to Arkansas State, and I was headed to Nebraska for the first time, and I was leaving out of Birmingham, Alabama from Columbus, Georgia, which was a 2.5-hour ride. So he said he was going that way, and he ended up giving me a ride to the airport.
Oh, nice.
So, and we're still great friends this day, but, I'm just so happy I chose Nebraska and was able to win a national championship, which probably places me one of the greatest teams ever.
Oh, yeah.
Proud to have that tag along with it. But, it was stressful. But, I'm glad I was able to do the right thing.
Yeah, yeah. And signing day does bring back those memories a little bit for you. It is fun.
I still have my letter of intent.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yeah, I have it in my bag at home.
Nice.
Yeah, in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Piece of treasure.
And I know you keep a few things from back in the day. It's kind of cool when you bring them in to see. But yeah, I would keep that stuff too. Now, again, too, if it's today, maybe it'd be easier to contact them, or I guess you could have just called them, but a text might be easy enough. I was just wondering if Arkansas State, obviously didn't know the player that you were going to go on to become, but would try to send you to JUCO with the idea of, hey, maybe we could come back around here in a couple years and get you.
Well, it's kind of strange because Clemson sent me to JUCO, but they had very minimal contact with me. But the coach that came from JUCO, my recruiter from JUCO, James Shebez, who is a special teams coach at Purdue right now, he was the one that convinced me to do it.
And then I know you said it before, but obviously, always new listeners. When did you decide to go to Nebraska? What were your other options?
Arizona, A&M. Because it's funny. It's kind of funny when we talk about my recruiting story, because at JUCOs we had those payphones. So, and we would get the numbers to the guy. We had probably 10 dorms, 4 people in a room. No, 8 people. Let me see, 4, 8. It was 2, 4, 6. So 8 people in a dorm. It's 4 rooms, 2 people in a bedroom. So it's probably like 20 dorms, probably. And we used to play jokes on people, man. We used to get their phone number and go over there and dial, hey, this is Coach such and such. So, and then, during the recruiting, probably October, November, recruiting picked up very big in JUCO. So I was getting phone calls from Dan Snyder, a lot of coaches from Cincinnati, Arizona, Texas A&M. And one day I'm sitting in there and my roommate and some guy said, hey, Terrell, Coach Osborne Tom Osborne from Nebraska on the phone. So I pick it up like, hello? And I was like, yeah, and hung it up. Because, we was playing jokes on people like that. We was like, I would call and say, hey, this is Bill Snyder from Kansas State. Yeah. We're here. We want to talk to Glenn Robinson. That was Glenn Brown, one of my homeboys. So, I actually hung up on Coach Osborne and he called right back. And then I was like, oh, God, this might be him. So he said he was going to send a guy to talk to me. And probably 2 days later, I was introduced to a coach for the first time at the University of Nebraska. He came to see me. And his name was Turner Gill.
Okay, yeah.
And just hearing Coach Gill, it was kind of different when he talked about Nebraska because, everybody else I talked to was like this. But when you talk about Nebraska football, it was different. I mean, you talk about a team that played in the national championship game in 93, 94, but I was still in JUCO, get to watch them. I kind of committed early because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to see, with me being one of the best JUCO players in the nation, I wanted to see what it feel like to play with the big boys. So, I committed to Nebraska. They won the national championship, and people say, man, you think you crazy for going there, man. How you going to get some playing time? Everybody wants to go there. I said, well, I think I'm in the perfect situation. Then, things worked out the way I wanted to do. And, I get here for camp and, go from 5th on the starting depth chart to 2nd in 2 weeks. So, we get, I wasn't a starter yet, but I still came in 2nd, 3rd down. Scored the first game I played in. It was just things like that, that makes you want to come to Nebraska. I mean, a lot of people ask me, why Nebraska? I said, because they was the best right there. I mean, a lot of people don't know that. I mean, these kids won't know nothing about it today, but when you go to a place like Nebraska, this is the place to be, especially back in the 90s when football was king.
Now, do we always say it, and you always got to wonder with a player, did weather factor into your thoughts at all? Because as you mentioned Nebraska, Arizona, Texas A&M, they might have had some nicer weather for you. But, obviously being played in Kansas, you're already kind of in the Midwest. But did that ever cross your mind at all?
No, weather never factored in. It never factored in. I mean, just to play football. I mean, if you love football, you play anywhere.
Yeah.
You play in Denmark if you have to.
Yeah.
You play at the coldest place in Antarctica if you have to. I mean, once you get your body in flow and you start playing, I mean, you don't even think about the cold no more. I mean, once your body get adjusted to playing and once you get to running around, there's no more cold. I mean, it's all about making tackles and knowing what to do out on the field.
Yeah, fair enough. I just always kind of wondered that when it comes down to decision making. And then, and I've talked about this before, but I always just love it is your recruiting profile still astounds me. Just from what Nebraska and Tom Osborne and everybody there was looking at is how many blocked punts and kicks you've had throughout your high school career. And then even at the JUCO level still, and I showed it to Kenny Wilhite, when he stopped in for K-Dub Tuesdays one of these days. And of course he does a lot of, has done a lot of, looked at a lot of kids' recruiting profiles. And when I looked at it, it stuck out to me. I had to ask him, do you see this sort of thing? Because I mean, the numbers better than I do, but what were the blocked kicks and punts that you had from the JUCO numbers in high school? I mean, you're just a little paragraph write-up of you. I've never seen anything like it.
22 in high school, like 10 my first year in JUCO, 15 my second year. Yeah, I mean,
there's a pretty good career if you get 3 or 4. You're known as a special teams.
Yeah, it looked like they didn't teach they didn't teach special teams back then like they do now. So they was just lining up. So my best thing for me is just running in and block the kick.
One of these days, I'm just gonna put together. We're just gonna count them out. we don't have all of them on tape or anything like that. I'm just going to put together we're going to have to listen through literally how many block kicks that is entering Nebraska. And of course, you got several here as well.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Cortland said, play in Canada with 12 guys in a bigger field. I did. I took my talent to Canada. I played up there 4 years in Saskatchewan. And it was probably, it wasn't as different as football. It was different because of the guys that run up and down the field before the ball snaps. And, being a yard off the ball, that's what things you have to learn into. But after that, it's kind of really the same football. It's just once as long as I don't have to worry about those outside guys who's way back there, they can get a running head start before the ball snaps, then, because I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then, just learning the rule of Canadian football, and I love Canada, man. I had a great time up there for the 4 years I was there. Learned a lot about the people of the Canadians up there and what they do and how they live, just different type of living up there.
And with 12 guys in the field, the offense I know usually does an extra running back. What's the defense usually do? It's extra secondary?
Extra DB. So it's probably like 12 men. You probably got 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 6 defensive backs.
Okay.
So,
and did you play linebacker still?
I
there?
play linebacker.
Yeah,
I was able to play linebacker.
Okay.
So that was the fun part of it.
Yeah, because I know when you went to the NFL, they tried to get you in that secondary.
Yeah, they put
so
me.
I didn't know if you went
put me
back.
at corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who great idea was that? Yeah, I'm still scratching my head now, Bob, to this day.
Yeah.
I would have made a great free strong safety.
What Tyrone Williams think of you playing corner? Because you were going up against him.
He thought it was crazy too. I mean, Tyrone was the starter. Tyrone tried to help me, and he knew it was going to be a long shot for me. He said the best chance I had was making special teams, and which I was on. But when you play the number of games in the NFL, when somebody get hurt, the last guy up has to leave. So and I was the last guy up. So that's the way I got out of that situation.
Oh yeah, and you mentioned too, you maybe had a chance to go back, but you'd signed the Canadian deal. By
I had to make money, Bach. I had set out a whole year, and I spent a lot of money that wasn't mine. So somehow I had to pay it back, and I guess starting in Canadian football, I had to pay it back some way.
Yeah. So there you go. But hopefully, you had a lot of fun up there.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in life, period, Bach.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad or hurt about anything. I'm just happy to be here, trying to give my knowledge of football and the understanding of the game to the fans of Nebraska, man.
Absolutely, and Husker fans, I know, are very glad that you were here, and obviously now Ticket fans and Husker fans are glad to hear you every day.
All right, Bach, let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll hop on some of that NBA trade talk and who got traded today, and we'll hear what you have to say, Bach. I know you're a basketball guy.
Yeah, a lot of trades.
93.7 Ticket, Bach in the black shirt. We'll be right back.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old-school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their Contact Us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Führer's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Bryant, whatever it takes.
The Lincoln Stars are back at home this weekend as they take on the Youngstown Phantoms at the Icebox. Friday night is Revenge of the Sixth, and Nebraska volleyball will drop the ceremonial first puck, with the force being strong, at 7 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the Stars and Phantoms go at it again with a 6 p.m. puck drop. 2 big nights of hockey, special teams, and nonstop action. Get your tickets now at LincolnStars.com and be part of the fun this weekend at the Icebox.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, you know, on my screen right now playing is Kansas versus Nebraska in 1995.
Okay, yeah.
Number 1 Nebraska versus number 10 Kansas. I think we're up like 14-3. It's in like the second quarter. It was a cold that game, Bob. That was a cold game back in Kansas that day.
I can imagine Kansas was a pretty good team. You know,
Yeah, they was number 10.
Nice.
It was 14-3. What it says, 14-3, and and with a minute and 23 seconds in the first quarter. Then we go up and score like 30 points more, Bach, and they didn't score again. So
yeah, good day. You didn't. So the backups didn't give up any points that day too much.
yeah, and a lot of people don't understand about, you know, when you talk about the all-time greats, and I think some of the people on the 95 team don't get too much credit on the defense because of our stats. When we talk about, hey, our leading tackler only had 62 tackles.
Yeah.
Well, you can throw in 5 sacks with that, and if we play the whole season like that, Bob, you're looking at Barrett Root numbers, you're looking at Levante David numbers that those guys had that we couldn't have because we had such a good team that we didn't have to play the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, even think that factors into the Tommy Frazier discussion. You know, amongst his argument to win the Heisman that year. You know, his stats didn't blow a lot of people away, but again, he maybe would have been able to put up a few more if more teams were competitive with Nebraska. And of course, you know, Eddie George has that Heisman Trophy, and you know, is taking that to, you know, Nebraska fans have disagreed for a long time. So I hope when Eddie George is actually going to come to town this year, I don't know how many people realize that he's the head coach of Bowling Green. So I hope we should rub it in somehow, or not really rub it in. Obviously, he won the Heisman Trophy, but we should bring it up that day. Maybe have a Tommy Frazier Appreciation Day or something.
All right, Buck. Did you watch the dog show over the weekend?
There was a dog show.
Yeah, what it's called, the Westminster?
The Westminster Dog Show. I did not.
Penny, the Doberman pitcher, she won it. Pretty coat. Doberman. If you don't know what kind of dogs those are, but nice coat she got, Bach. If you ever look at her, she was very obedient dog.
Yes. Well, a good dog, right? A good, yeah. That's appreciated. Is there like a run? Has Penny won this? And like, is she like the LeBron James of dogs?
No, I think that was her first
one.
First one to win it. But I looked it up and that was pretty good.
Yeah. So 4-year-old dog. That's a that's a good accomplishment. It's more than what a lot of us.
All right, Bob, let's talk about some current event stuff that's going on right now. What I do want to talk about is the Nebraska versus Illinois game a couple of weeks ago. Last weekend. The highest viewed Sunday Illinois versus Nebraska matchup on FS1 delivered 1.37 million viewers, the network's most watched college basketball game ever.
And again, it goes to show you the power of Husker Nation. I'm sure Illinois was part of that as well, but Nebraska basketball, Nebraska in general, obviously draws in a big crowd of Husker fans. And so it's great to be a part of that. I remember Nebraska football in Iowa was on BTN a couple of years ago. They broke the record for that. Nebraska volleyball has broken, TV records as well as of course attendance records. But yeah, I mean that's again another kind of feather in the cap for Nebraska fans that you can add. And so hopefully we'll see more of them on FS1 as opposed to Peacock going into the future. But part of that, again, you make these deals before the season. There's less flexibility or flexing games like they do in the NFL because you've got different interests from all these different entities and TV networks. But Nebraska continues to flex. But again, part of that is that I wonder how many top 10 matchups they've had on FS1, because usually those are going to be designated or picked apart for better time slots.
Yeah, you're right, Bach. But, congratulations to the men's basketball team and girls basketball teams having a great year so far. All right, Bach, a Lions fan involved in an altercation with Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf earlier this season has filed a $100 million lawsuit claiming he was not only physical harassed, but hold on, I'm trying to figure this. Okay. Claiming that he was not only physically harmed, but was also accused of making racial remarks. And turn on behalf of Ryan Kennedy, also named Chad Ochocinco and Shannon Sharp, among others, in the suit.
Well, yeah, because you started kind of getting kind of people talking him down. So I can understand where he's coming from. The picture that I pulled up, when I pulled it up, he's got a Lions hat on backwards in a suit. So that looks kind of funny. But maybe does deserve something out of this. Again, I don't want to speak too much into lawsuits. If people are going to start talking lawsuits, just seems like that's a lot. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. All right, Buck. What else I got in here? In my bag of goodies right here. Buck, who leads the race in the NFC AFC for Super Bowl victories win by the conferences? You know the lead.
Which side has the more?
Yeah.
I'd go with AFC because of the Steelers run there, the Patriots run. I'd go with AFC.
You're wrong, Buck.
I'm wrong. There we go.
You're wrong.
Great,
28 NFC victories, 27 AFC victories.
Wow. Well, there you go. Thanks to the Cowboys and some of those other dynasties that have made their runs then.
All right, Buck. Fox Sports Mountain West extend partnership through 2031 to 32 in a TV media right deal.
Which is good because I think a lot of their teams, that are heading over to the new Pac-12, kind of took away some of what made the Mountain West, right? I mean, they're losing a lot of those competitive teams. So, there's a couple of them that stuck back for football going into next year. And they're still like we said. I mean, it doesn't have to be the biggest conference. People like to watch football, so good for them. I know. The Pac-12 was coming together with their deals as well. So yeah, and it's weird. It's still weird. And maybe I'm still the last one adjusting, but to see the CW network in these conversations once again.
All right, Bach. Bryce James, the youngest son of LeBron James, to redshirt at Arizona this year. They got a great team. I wouldn't imagine him playing that much anyway this year.
Yeah, he's not. And they're part of a big recruiting class to that team. And as we know, as we followed very closely, Nebraska was among the undefeated teams. Arizona was always the one at the top, right? And they're still on the top, undefeated at this point in the season. 87-74 victories this past game against Arizona State puts them at 22-0. And to your point, we haven't seen Bryce James out there. So no surprise. I think this was, obviously leading along that way or looking to go that way. But again, I mean, and he was just in a tough recruiting class coming in. Arizona did a good job. Their two leading scorers come from the freshman class. So maybe he'll fight it out, see if he can play for the Wildcats next year. It's going to be interesting. Obviously this is a very different route than Bronny took. And Bronny, played 1 year somewhat sparingly, averaged 7 points per game, 6.8 points per game, or whatever it was for his year in college. Bryce obviously not going to jump to the NBA after redshirting. That's that's just not going to work. But how long is he going to be in college basketball? Does he have the same upside? Does he have the same potential? Does he have the same dream of going to the NBA quickly? And then, obviously the other side of that is, LeBron very happy to be able to play with Bronny and probably forced his way to, them drafting him and playing on the Lakers. And how long can he wait? How long can LeBron James wait to try to get his next son into the league and maybe play with him?
All right, Bach. This last story we're going to talk about before we go to break, Bach. Joey Aguilar. Bach, I think when we talk about these athletes, and especially football players that's been in college a long time, they rather stay in college and don't give a spot to freshmen that's coming in. When you talk about this, let's look at his timetable, Bach, his timeline of college football. He did 2 years at City of College of San Francisco, which is probably a junior college. Okay. He did 2 years at Diablo Valley College. He did 2 years at Appalachian State. And now he's trying to get another year at Tennessee. He's had 7 years of eligibility, Bob.
Yeah, he's going for an 8th.
Yeah, he's going for an 8th in college in his 4th school.
He's 24 years old. Will be 25 in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a strange story. There's definitely a long time One of those seasons is including the COVID year, of course. So still a few players hanging on to that. I know for Tennessee, they'd love to have him back. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of momentum going into this next year. We're 8-5, but they didn't beat, I don't think, anybody with a winning record this past season. And Joey Aguilar was one of the bright spots for him. Obviously, I think a lot of people remember that game against Georgia early on in the season. They fell short in overtime, 44-41. And that was kind of, where I kind of immediately think back to Joey Aguilar and, part of that show. But yeah, I mean, I get it, I guess, especially from his side of things, right? Not going to be very high up in NFL draft rankings or anything like that if he ultimately does have to go that route. So you try to make as much money as you can sticking around. So, you say maybe didn't open up a spot for a freshman, understandable, but a chance to be the Tennessee starting quarterback for another year is at least worth them trying to get it going there. And so that's what they've got. He's got a temporary restraining order against the NCAA right now. Was granted by a Knoxville judge as they try to figure this thing out. But I mean, I can't completely say I'm on his side. I think 8 years of college football is a little much. It really hinders I was thinking about it the other day. Rashawn would always introduce himself as 3-time national champ. That's really impressive when you consider he had 4 years to play. But if, 20 years from now, guys are walking around saying we're 3-time national champion, played 8 years.
Yeah.
That's not the same thing.
Rashawn's 5. I think he redshirted. Yeah.
So, well, yeah. You got the 5 years.
Yeah. I think it's crazy, Bob, because, the only people that stay in college that long are doctors. So doctors and lawyers. So, probably, I don't know. I hope the NCAA does the right thing and don't welcome that part of, because we need to get back on track to where kids do the 4 or 5 years and then be out instead of 8, 7, 6. I understand 5, but once 6 is enough. 7 and 8 is too many.
That's 2 careers.
All right, Bach, let's go to break. And when we come back, we'll close it out with the last segment. We'll talk a little bit about the NBA draft and the NBA trade deadline.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we come back.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Just got new tires put on my car today. You did? I didn't see you leave the office. I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off and they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of wintry mix this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day. Be breezy, the high near 39. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and the low around 23. Tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light breeze. Be warm, the high near 58. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucket for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are almost out of time, and up next for Austin Orman and Jay Foreman. Bock, let's hear some of this NBA talk.
Man, there's a lot of NBA trades to go through, but we'll start with some of the big ones. Today, the Mavericks agreed to trade 10-time All-Star Anthony Davis, a deed to the Wizards in an 8-player deal. The Mavs will send Davis along with D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy to the Wizards for Chris Milton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, but most importantly, 2 first-round draft picks as the Mavericks look to kind of rebuild. Of course, all of this very short-lived AD era there with the Mavs was traded of just over a year ago, obviously for Luka Doncic in the Lakers. Still can't get over that. I never will. I think the Lakers get some preferential treatment in that. Of course, the Mavericks were able to somehow, out of that, defy all the odds and get the number 1 pick of the draft, which has worked out quite well for them and with Cooper Flagg. But they now look to be rebuilding around him. The Wizards, of course, recently have acquired Trae Young. So that's the kind of the new big pairing there with them. I would expect that to, as AD, as usual, battling back from injury, to really kind of start them moving forward. They're 13-36 in the league right now. So I think this is more of the long-term plan, if you can believe it, a long-term plan with AD for the Wizards. So, that was one of the bigger trades, or at least the biggest trade today. But there have been several others over the last couple of days. One of the bigger ones last night, the Clippers traded James Harden to the Cavs for Darius Garland. Darius Garland still has 2 years left on his contract. Harden just has this year and then the player option next year. So the Cavs are going in to try to win a championship this year with James Harden. Again, that might sound a little bit silly because James Harden has not won a championship and is often critiqued for his playoffs. But we'll see what that could do with the Cavs. Of course, that was one of the surprise teams, number 1 team in the East last season. This season, not quite there, 30-21, 8 games out of first. Of course, the Pistons are off and running, but we'll see if that helps them out. For the Clippers side of the deal, again, you get 2 years left on the contract for Darius Garland, much younger, 26 years old, 2-time All-Star already. But this moved much about the Cavs. The Cavs' odds to win the NBA title moved from 22-1 to 12-1 after the move. Cleveland leaped the Celtics, Spurs, and Pistons in title odds after it. They're now tied with the Knicks for the third shortest title odds behind Denver and OKC. Other trades include, of course, Jaren Jackson yesterday traded to the Jazz, basically for 3 first-round picks, 8-player trade, but it was the first-round picks that the rebuilding Grizzlies are getting. And so, therefore, look out for Ja Morant. Could be on the move here as the NBA trade deadline will be tomorrow. Of course, there's, Giannis Antetokounmpo, another name people still looking for maybe today or tomorrow to get traded. Draymond Green. So, I mean, there's still names out there. I'm particularly happy because my Celtics made a move in getting Nikola Vucevic yesterday in exchange for Anthony Simons. So, good trade for the Celtics. They needed a center. I mean, they've been kind of worked with what they've had so far, but in order to kind of fill out the roster to be a true threat, I think they go from good story to true threat, at least in the East here. Now with this trade of Vucevic, from the Bulls now to the Celtics. The Bulls also traded Kobe White today. The Bulls just doing a lot of trading. Can't really tell exactly what the Bulls' plan is. It seems to be just to just kind of get it all started over. And then another trade I thought was worth mentioning was Pistons getting Kevin Huerter. The Pistons, as I mentioned, got to be among the favorites. The number 1 seed in the East right now at 37-12. They, other than Duncan Robinson, though, are not huge on 3-point shooting. Kevin Huerter can help that out, so that might not be as big of a name, but could be big come playoff time. For what it is worth, LeBron James is staying with the Lakers to finish out the season. I think a lot of people expected it, but you never know here in trade deadline time. His agent, Rich Paul, said on his podcast that James would not be seeking a trade and would finish out his record-setting 23rd season here with the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, James, at 41 years old, would have to agree to a trade. He has a no-trade clause, so he'd have to approve anything that they put together. But it's been a while, as usual. The NBA, over the last several years, a lot of player movement, especially around the trade deadline. So don't blink or there'll be some more trades. And there have been. I didn't go over necessarily every one of them, but those are kind of the big ones right now.
All right, Bock. The rap. I think Chris Paul is. I think he's going to be traded to the Raptors, which they're telling him that they do not need him to report because he still might be traded again. So, and then plus Draymond Green is also up for trade talks. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we'll find out. When is it? The end of it is what?
It'll be tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the end of it. At 12 o'clock tonight or 12 o'clock tomorrow night?
I believe it's by tomorrow evening, but I don't know. It might be like in the afternoon, actually, is usually what it is. So I don't know exactly what time, but the trade deadline will be tomorrow. Also in NBA news, before we get out of here, I did want to mention that the Lakers, Jackson Hayes.
I was just going to say
I mean, it's a great story. Suspended one game for pushing the Wizards mascot. The mascot got involved during a pregame introduction. Jackson Hayes pushed him, therefore suspended one game. Don't say mascots don't do anything, and now impacting the games there for the Lakers.
All right, Bock, that's do it for us. Up next, Austin Orman, Jay Foreman, old school with the old guys. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock in the Black Shirt. We'll see you tomorrow.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Führer's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Lincoln's Coffee Week is now Coffee Month in February. With 25 participating venues, visit and check into at least 10 for a chance to win a $250 gift card to the venue of your choice. More details at lincoln.org/coffee-month, brought to you by Visit Lincoln.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln.